Welcome to the program. President Trump is optimistic about his latest deal with Iran, but did he forget why he started this war in the first place? In a moment, Jack Sobek and General John Teichert on whether Trump is being bullied into accepting a bad deal with Iran. Also ahead, Jillian Michaels on how some politicians would rather see Trump fail than lower gas prices. First, our Why It Matters segment tonight. We have lost sight of what is important with Iran. The pain the American people are facing from this war is real. Thus, the pressure on Trump to end the war is real. And that pressure is only helping Iran. The Iranian regime is responsible for killing more people than any other country in the last 50 years. It is in the tens of millions. They've also killed more Americans than any other country in the past 50 years. Here are just some of a few of the positives to come from Trump's war. Iran's Navy and Air Force no longer exist. Same for multiple levels of Iran's leadership. Whatever remains of the regime is now broke. They can no longer fund and control their terrorist proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, the list goes on. This war has caused a realignment of the Middle East behind the United States and Israel. Whether you support Israel or not, that is unquestionably a good thing for America. The war also shows us the danger of an emboldened Iran attacking its neighbors, taking the Strait of Hormuz hostage and the world economy hostage. And most importantly, the war pushed back the clock on Iran's nuclear program. I can go on all night, folks. But if you are tired of me telling you about the things that have come from the war in Iran, here is Ken Griffin of Citadel talking about the conflict.
With this war, I believe the president has done a great service to humanity by curtailing and containing Iran's nuclear ambitions. The combination of the strikes on their nuclear facilities last year, this strike or this war this year has set back Iran's nuclear ambitions by years, if not a decade or more. And a nuclear-free Middle East is really important both to regional security and ultimately to the security of Western countries.
What he said just there is unquestionably true. And it is easy for someone like Griffin to dismiss the gas prices because he's a billionaire. Your average family of four spending over $100 to fill up the tank doesn't necessarily think, well, gee, it's okay we spend so much on gas this week, honey, because of Iran's nuclear ambitions are now curtailed. There's a reason for that, because no one is telling us that it is important. This is why Trump faces such enormous pressure to wrap up the war in Iran. It's true, Trump did not sell this war before he started it. Huge mistake. But Democrats in the media are doing everything they can to make a meaningful and important but unpopular war simply really unpopular.
Tensions flaring in the Middle East yesterday with renewed attacks, putting the fragile ceasefire on even shakier ground.
Donald Trump's reckless and costly failed war of choice.
Trump has no idea how to end this war, just as he had no plan when he started it.
Iran's leverage depends on President Trump feeling political pressure at home, and unfortunately that pressure is very real. Gas prices are up and support for the war is not.
This illegal war is based on lies, and it was launched without any imminent threat to our nation.
The good news for the mullahs in Iran, they don't need a sophisticated propaganda network. Americans are seeing something better for Iran than Iranian propaganda on their screens 24/7. Just think about the unending focus on gas prices. Can't turn on local news without it as a lead story.
We're starting this week with even higher gas prices.
Boy, drivers are really feeling the impact of what is happening in the Middle East right now at the gas pump.
It just keeps going up. Gas prices are now near or over $4 in Iowa.
New at 6, gas prices today have reached the highest daily average in the last 4 years.
That is all true, but Democrats in the media seem to have forgotten what they said about 5 years ago when gas prices spiked, and Biden's energy secretary talked from the White House podium.
To be really clear, obviously, the president does not control the price of gasoline. No president does.
The Taliban said of America's war in Afghanistan, we have the time, They have the watches, meaning the United States has the watches and the Taliban has the time. President Joe Biden botched the Afghanistan withdrawal because he played the Taliban's game. He proved the Taliban right. It is truly baffling why so many are pushing Trump to make the very same mistake.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.